यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय गौरनिताय 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 श्री श्री गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय श्रीला गुरुदेव श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्री मसीह डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ISKCON फाउंडर आचार्य BBT फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरश श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Gaur Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatir uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishriki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopa kumaraya govindaya namo namaha. So we welcome all of you for this today morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 29th chapter, shloka number 26 and 27th. Chapter entitled Talks Between Narada and King Prachini Barhi. Yadatmanam avidnyaya bhagvantam param gurum पुरुषस्तु विसज्जेता गुणेषु प्रकृते स्वदृक् गुणाभिमानी स तदा कर्माणि कुरुते वशः शुक्लं कृष्णं लोहितं वा यथा कर्माभिजायते यदात्मानं अविज्ञाय भगवन्तं परमं गुरुं पुरुषस्तु विषज्येता गुणेषु प्रकृते स्वदृक् गुणाभिमानी स तदा कर्माणि कुरुते वशः शुक्लं कृष्णं लोहितं वा यथा कर्माभिजायते. यदात्मानं अविज्ञाय भगवन्तं परमं गुरुं चेता गुणेषु प्रकृते स्वदृक् यथा कर्माभिजायते. Any other pages? यदात्मानं अविज्ञाय भगवन्तं परमं गुरुं पुरुषस्तु विसज्जेता गुणेषु प्रकृते सदृक् गुणाभिमानी स तदा कर्माणि कुरुते वशः शुक्लं कृष्णं लोहितं वा यथा कर्माभिजायते. Any Mataji's? यदात्मानं अविज्ञाय भगवन्तं परमं गुरुं पुरुषस्तु विसज्जेता गुणेषु प्रकृते सदृक् गुणाभिमानी स तदा कर्माणि कुरुते वशः शुक्लं कृष्णं लोहितं वा यथा कर्म विजायते. Word to word translation. Yada, when, Atmanam, the super soul, the supreme soul, Avidnyaya, forgetting, Bhagavantam, the supreme personality of Godhead, Param, supreme, Gurum, the instructor, Purushaha, the living entity, Tu, then, Vishajeta, gives himself up, Guneshu, to the modes, Prakritehe, of material nature, Swadrik, one who can see his own welfare, Gunabhimani, identified with the modes of nature, Saha, he, Tada, at that time, Karmani, fruitive activities, Kurute, performs, Avashaha, spontaneously, Shuklam, white, Krishnam, black, Lohitam, red, Va, or, Yatha, according to, Karma, work, Abhijayate, takes birth. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhayacharyananda Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The living entity by nature has minute independence to choose his own good or bad fortune. But when he forgets his Supreme Master, the personality of Godhead, he gives himself up unto the modes of material nature. Being influenced by the modes of material nature, he identifies himself with the body and for the interest of the body becomes attached to various activities. Sometimes he is under the influence of mode of ignorance, sometimes the mode of passion, and sometimes the mode of goodness. The living entity thus gets different types of bodies under the modes of material nature. Purport. These different types of bodies are explained in Bhagavad Gita 13.22. Purusha prakriti stohi bhungte prakriti jan gunan karm karanam guna sangasya sad asad yoni janmasu. The living entity in material nature follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil amongst various species. Because of associating with the modes of nature, the living entity gets variety of bodies from the 8.4 million forms. It is clearly explained herein that the living entity has a little independence, indicated by the word swadrik, meaning one who can see his own welfare. The living entity's constitutional position is very minute, and he can be misled in his choice. He may choose to imitate Supreme Personality of Godhead. A servant may desire to start his own business and imitate his master, and when he chooses to do so, he may leave the protection of his master. Sometimes he is failure and sometimes he is successful. Similarly, Jai Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Bhagwan ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Bali Subhadra Mai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So sometimes he is failure and sometimes he is successful. Similarly, the living entity, part and parcel of Krishna, starts his own business. To compete with Lord, there are many competitors out to attain Lord's position, but to become like the Lord is not at all possible. Thus, there is a great struggle for existence with the material world, as different parties try to imitate the Lord. Material bondage is caused by deviation from the service of the Lord and attempts to imitate Him. The Lord is imitated by Mayavadi philosophers who try to become one with the Lord in artificial way. When the Mayavadi philosophers think of themselves as liberated, they are under the delusion of material concoction. No one can become one with or equal to God. To imagine this is to continue one's bondage in material existence. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Darati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamvitamascha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Parishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashattadeshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangolangayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramanandamadhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram. Hare Krishna. So I seek blessings of Srila Prabhupada and His Grace Anandmay Prabhuji and all the assembled Vaishnavas, so that I can discuss something worthwhile in this on this beautiful verse of Srimad Bhagavatam for my own purification and glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam and Shri Krishna Bhagavan. So here we are seeing in this last 4 or 5 chapters, the Narad Muni is explaining allegorical story to Prachinabarhi, the king. And in this chapter, in the beginning, in first shloka only, Prachinabarhi, he admits to our Narad Muni that because I am attached to karma, I could not understand whatever you whatever you have spoken till now. So sometimes we also try to tell others little indirectly, to teach others little indirectly, or sometimes others try to teach us indirectly. Or there may be pair, like different pairs may be there, those are trying to tell each other indirectly that you do this, you do that, something like that. But if the person who is on the receiving end, if he is thinking that he is all in all, he knows everything and he cannot commit mistake, so he will not be able to understand any meaning only from that correction. Like, take an example, somebody tells me that Prabhu, a devotee should put nice tilak. Tilak should be proper. Now, I may think, okay, my tilak is always nice. So I will not be able to understand only that some correction is given to me. Or somebody may say different thing like that. If one thinks that he cannot commit mistake, or he is all in all, he knows everything, then he will not be able to understand any correction which is indirectly given. So here also same thing. And Prachinabar is admitting himself that I could not understand whatever you spoke. So now you tell me directly. So then from second shloka onward, Narad Muni is telling the direct meaning of whatever he has spoken till now. Whatever allegorical story he has told, he is telling directly. And now from 26th shloka onward till 30 to 33, this is Bhagavad Subodhini, our guide. From 26 to 33, then Narad Muni is telling the direct description of material existence. This now series of shloka whatever are coming now from 26 what we read now till 33. These shlokas are speaking about the description of material existence, that how material living entity or living entity gets entrapped in this material world, that is coming. So how living entity gets entangled in the modes, that is our today's topic of discussion. Hmm. So here is something. So this is what we saw in a translation. See, Prabhupada told minute independence is given to the living entity. Shloka starts with like translation starts like this, that the minute independence is given to the living entity, and that is why he can understand what is good and what is bad for him. Swadrik, that one word can Swadrik. Swadrik means a human being, a living entity who is in a human body. He can know what is good for him and what is bad for him. And the independence is given to him to choose good and to reject bad. The intelligence is given to him, the choice is given to him for what purpose? To choose good and to reject bad. If he chooses good, then he will be elevated. If he chooses bad, then he will go down. And what is good and what is bad? That we know from the spiritual master, from the scriptures, not on our own. We will see in the subsequent discussion that how living entity chooses different things. But due to that independence, if he forgets the supreme master, that red, that is alert. Red, that color is there for alertness. So if somebody forgets spiritual master, then he will go to next circle. What is that? He gets entrapped into modes of material nature. And why he forgets supreme? Forgetting spiritual supreme master means what? Forgetting supreme master means he forgets the master. That means he want to become master. That is what Prabhupada is explaining in the parapet. That they people try to imitate who? God. People try to imitate God. So how the different people try to imitate God, let us see. We know the story of Poundrak. It will not come there. We know the this is the only slide. We'll be explaining this. So one by one. So we know the story of Poundrak. It comes in Krishna book. So during Krishna, it is not that people are trying to become God now only. It is not that people are trying to become God now only. When Krishna himself was there on earth, that time also there were some people, those who were trying to become God. Some directly, some indirectly. So there was one person, Poundrak, who was directly trying to become God. So what he did, he attached two artificial hands. He became Chaturbhuj. He was having Dvibhuj only, but he attached artificial hands, and he kept artificial chakra and gada also. Chakra and gada, artificial he kept. Now he might have kept some batteries or something for that chakra to move, we don't know. Somehow he kept, nowadays we do something like that in our dioramas, battery or something to move that chakra. He might have done something like that, we don't know. And then he wrote letter to Krishna. What letter he wrote to Krishna? Hey Vasudev, what he wrote to Krishna? Hey, imitative Vasudev, give up your Shankha and Chakra. They belong to me. You have stolen it from me and give it back to me, and give away your this imitation of God. I am real Vasudev. You are not Vasudev. Don't call yourself as Vasudev. Then Krishna, ye yatamam prabhadante. He asked for chakra, so Krishna gave chakra to him. And he could not hold that chakra. And then that chakra did its work. He cut off that Sudarshan chakra, he cut off the head of Paundraka. And then subsequent, then his friend Kashiraj, he attacked Krishna, and there is subsequent story. Now, forgetting Krishna and trying to become Lord, somebody may say that no, I am not becoming God. But they don't know that they are trying to do that. Because God means what? Bhagavan means what? Six opulence. What are the six opulences? Wealth, beauty, strength, knowledge, fame and renunciation. Hmm. So people want to be famous. That means what? They want to be God. People want big wealth. That means what? They want to compete with God. Hmm. Everybody want to progress from Hazarpati, I don't know whether that term exists, to Lakpati, to Karodpati, to Arabpati, to Kharapati. Ultimately, they want to compete with Lakshmipati. So that is what they do. Everybody want to be beautiful. That is why beauty products are increasing so much, and that is why whole cosmetic industries are booming. And then they feel that how it is booming, that is also very amazing. Initially only creams were there for matajis. Now they bring with special cream for men, some charcoal or something. काले से गोरा बना देगा. Huh? They write their charcoal something I don't remember, but something was written. I found in our IYS bathroom. That is why I know that. And it was only for men, charcoal face wash. So because I go and take bath there, so well, amazing. So because that half industry was missing, the way this smoking industry they tap onto the Matajis. Similarly, this this cosmetic industries, they are tapping into Prabhujis. And that is means everybody want to be beautiful, handsome, and this and that. Means what? They want to imitate God, and nothing, no, uh, no difference in that. And that is very poor imitation. The imitation what they do, it is very poor imitation. In a Purport Prabhupada write that if somebody want to imitate, try to imitate, it will be very poor imitation. And in the beginning of the Purport, Prabhupada writes here. In the beginning of the purport only Prabhupada writes, this is the shloka what Prabhupada quotes, that Purusha Prakriti Stohi Bhungte Prakriti Jan Gunan. Bhungte means what? When he tried to enjoy. See, there are two varieties of living entities in this world. One are pure devotees and one are conditioned soul. So pure devotees are also in contact with the material world, but they are not in touch with material world in enjoying spirit. That is why they are liberated. But the conditioned living entities, those who come in contact with this material nature in enjoying spirit, that is why they get caught up, and that is why they get into different bodies. As soon as somebody comes in contact with the material nature for enjoying spirit, he gets caught up. What to speak of material nature? Even in any relationship, if somebody comes in a relationship in enjoying spirit, then he'll get caught up. I have one my uncle, and he told my grandmother that I will marry only this particular Mataji, otherwise I will not marry. Then my grandmother agreed. It was in like caste only, so grandmother agreed. And then that Mataji understood that this particular fellow is attached to me. So she was making him dance like anything. So in any way, if somebody is attached to his job, then boss will make dance that person like anything. Why managers or the team leaders and everything, they are able to get so much work done from the people? Because manager knows that this particular fellow has taken loan. Hmm? And if it does not work here, then EMI, this bank will come and take away his property or something like that. So because somebody is attached to his home or something and different commodities, what are they taking? That is why they take loan. And that is why they have to slog hard like anything, like a donkey, 12 hours, 14 hours and everything. And it's because of attachment only. When somebody is attached, then he gets caught up and then he gets entangled. So the solution is we should not get entangled, or we should not be attached to the things in this world. Purusha Prakriti Stohi. This Purusha here is living entity. In the previous verse to this, 13.12, there is another Purusha, 13.21. Another Purusha is described which is like a master of the Prakriti. That Purusha is super soul. He does not get entangled like us. But the Purusha means not only human male Purusha, anybody who is trying to enjoy is Purusha. Mataji can be also Purusha and Prabhuji can also be Purusha. Purusha means one whoever want to enjoy. He is Purusha. So Purusha Prakriti Stohi Bhungte Prakriti Jangunan. They think that they are enjoying the modes, but modes will trap them. That is the thing. Sometimes when people are eating something, they think that I am enjoying that particular food product or something. But actually they are becoming das of that food product. Like this bone vita and other things will be there. There will be some addictive things in that, chocolate and other things. People think that we are enjoying, but we are not enjoying. The bone vita company is enjoying by earning from us, because one gets attached to that, and that is why the children, they will not be able to drink milk without bone vita. Some of you might have that experience in your relationships and everything. If that children, if he does not get bone vita in that milk, he cannot drink that milk. He will say, I want only bone vita or something like that. Water complaint, water will be there. So that is the thing. Coming back to our PPT. So here, the problem is that when somebody forgets the master, then he gives himself into the modes of material nature. And that is why he identifies with the body. In between, we are discussing in Parapadosa Prabhupada tells that when they forget the Supreme Lord, then what they do, they try to become themselves as a Lord. And that is why they open their own business. Prabhupada writes in Parapad that forgetting the business to be with the Lord, they try to open their own business. And Prabhupada compares it. Like, take an example is, suppose some waiter is serving under some hotel. And he thinks that now I know the things. I know how the hotel runs. I know how to capture the customers and this and that. So then he tried to open his own hotel. He tries to open his own hotel. And sometimes he may be successful, sometimes he may be failure. Now Prabhupada compares this example with relationship between living entity and the Lord. So living entity is always subordinate to the spiritual master. Living entity is always subordinate to Supreme Lord. But when he forgets the Supreme Lord, then he himself tries to become Lord and he opens his own business. And where he opens that business? In material world. So material world is nothing but what is the purpose of material world? Can anybody suggest? Why material world is created? To fulfill the independent enjoying mentality of the living entity. So who is the cause of material world? We are the cause of material world. Sometimes people ask this question, that why this material world is a place of suffering and everything. Who created this material world? And why this world is created? Who is the cause of this material world? We are the cause of this material world. Because we wanted to be independent from the Lord. So Lord said, beta, you cannot open your shop here. You have to go to material world and try to be happy there. Because those who don't align with the Lord, जब भगवान के सुर में सुर नहीं मिलाते हैं, उनको असुर बोलते हैं. And asuras don't have place in the spiritual world. Only in material world asuras are there. So those who are unable to align with the Lord, they come to this material world. And they try to be independent here. But in the normal business, somebody may be successful or unsuccessful. But in this business, trying to be happy in this material world, nobody can be successful. Trying to be happy in this material world, to have that business, nobody will be successful. And Prabhupada writes in the Parapat that there is a lot of competition to become a god in this world. Everybody want to become god in this world. In every field, everybody want to become god. You take any field. Take a field of motors or cars. All the companies want to become god. Hyundai, Creta, no, this Kia or Audi, Skoda. Everybody want to become god. Who rules the market? That is means they want to be controller. So they want to be god. Then watch industry. Titan, Sonata, Fast Track, whatever. Everybody trying to become God. Mobile industries, Samsung, or different Apple. So what? You know better. We don't. So everybody want to become God. Everybody want to control the market. Everybody want to be proprietor of the market, and everybody want to enjoy the customers. What is that? That is tendency to be a god. Everybody want to become बेताज बादशाह. किसका बेताज बादशाह बोलते हैं? सरताज के बेसा में? नहीं नहीं, बेताज बादशाह समथिंग दिस है ना. Means everybody want to be king. Hmm? Nobody want to be that joker or queen, something like that. Everybody want to be king. But that is the wrong thing. And that is why what happens then? They identify with the body. Because of coming in the modes and trying to become God and everything, then what they identify with? They identify with this body. And because of that, he becomes attached to various activities. What are the various activities because of this body? Take an example. As soon as somebody identifies with body, he thinks, this is me and my relatives are mine. Me and mine tendency comes. And then in that relationship, different activities will come. What are the different activities? Oh, I should take care of them. Who is a protector? I am the protector. Who is a controller? I am the controller. If I don't give protection to them, who can give protection? But we cannot give protection to our subordinates, neither our superiors can give protection to us. Recently, one of our student is there, his cousin brother and his wife, they had gone to their in place, that Mataji's mother's place, and they had small daughter, 3 months old daughter. Hmm? And it was in village. So generally, when the small child will do her business, this 3-year-old girl was there. So she did her business, and then mother carried her outside to wash. So mother kept her under the tree. Grandmother was holding her, and mother was washing her. And suddenly, because of gush of the wind, two coconuts from the top of the tree fell, one after one, in sequence, on the head of that small girl, 3 months old girl. Three heads were there, mother, grandmother, and daughter. But they directly fell on that small daughter's head only, one after another. And then there only she became unconscious, and they took to Khambam, brought to Hyderabad. But by that time she had already passed away. So see, in the hand of that small girl was in the hand of her mother and grandmother both, but still they could not save her. दे मस्ट बी लैमेंटिंग अरे थोड़ा इधर होता थोड़ा उधर होता, हमारे सर पे गिर जाता तो अच्छा होता. सो दे वर क्राइंग लाइक दैट. बट इट इज लाइक अनफॉर्चुनेट. And we think that I can save my parents, I can save my dependents and this and that. No, nobody can save. Many of the times when somebody joins brahmacharya ashram, so parents say, beta hamara kya hoga if you join ashram or something like that. Nothing, don't worry. Nothing is going to happen. Whatever happiness and distress is going to come in their life, it will come anyhow. And whatever happiness and distress is going to come in our life, that will also come anyhow. What to speak of even brahmachari? Even if somebody want to marry devotee girl or devotee boy, still parents will have problem. So problem will be everywhere. Don't worry. We had our friend Asim Goin Prabhu. He went for studies in US. And his father was asking, who is this Radhesham Das who is sending my son to US? I want my son to go to Australia, and he's sending my son to America. What is this? So he is going there for studies only, and he is now married and settled down everything. But whatever we try to do, no, we cannot satisfy anybody. So instead of trying to satisfy the people in this world, better try to satisfy the Lord. That will be much more useful or beneficial. Because whatever distress is going to come in their life, it will anyway come. But still relatives will say, because of you, my son, because of you, my daughter is crying. Grandfather will say, or our mama will say, because of you, my sister is crying. I will see you, something like that. Not because of us, they are not crying. What is the guarantee if somebody gets married that her husband or his wife will keep the in-laws happy? Is there any guarantee? There is no guarantee. But still we think that is, we become attached to different activities in this world. And because of that, what happens? Under the influence of various modes, one gets different body. So this is the entanglement cycle. What is the entanglement cycle? Minute independence is given for what purpose? To choose what is good and what is bad. To know this, and we know it. See, whenever we are trying to do something bad, from inside some intuition will be there. Are you are going in bad direction, wrong direction. So that intuition is given by the Paramatma. And the more we practice Bhakti Yoga, more we will be tuned to Paramatma. The more we practice Bhakti Yoga, more we will be tuned to the channel of Paramatma and more we will be able to understand. And Paramatma, from outside as a guru, he will tell us you are going in the wrong direction. So we should come back. But if one does not come back, then he will forget the Supreme Master and he will try to become master. Hmm? And if somebody tries to become master, if somebody tries to become king, so naturally he will need a queen. Hmm? If somebody tries to become king, then naturally he will need queen. That means he comes under the different modes of material nature and gets entangled. He forgets the Supreme Master and himself tries to become master and tries to open the business in this material world. We saw what kind of business people do. I told about the story of Pondrak and also the different companies and everything trying to become masters and trying to capture the market and this and that. And also people, sometimes people try to be fully independent. They don't want any authority, so that is also trying to become god. Only Krishna is Swarat. Who is Swarat? Only Krishna is Swarat. So if somebody want to be Swarat, that means what, he also trying to be master only. So he is using his minute independence wrongly, and then he will be captured by the modes, and then he will identify with the body, becomes attached to various activities, and because of that gets different bodies. And whenever somebody gets attached to any activity, take example, somebody watches movie, he gets attached to watching movie. So how does watching movie will create new body? Because in movies what happens, they show different heroes and they are doing different things. So we also develop desire. We remove that hero and keep ourselves there, and we remove the heroine and keep somebody else there. And then we some people think that if I also sing like this, 10 people will come behind me and they will start singing behind me the way they show in movie. But it does not happen. But that fellow has developed the desire, and because of that desire he has to accept newer and newer body. In a movie he will see people are living in posh bungalows and cars and this and that, so that person will also develop the desire, I should also have the bungalow like this. एक सपनों का महल होना चाहिए. Dream girl, dream mahal, or dream car, dream job, dream company. It will remain in dream only. And if it remains in dream, it will come in next life. We will take next life to fulfill that dream. So better to have Lord in our day also and in our dream also. Then we'll go back to Him. So throughout the day also we can, one should try to serve the Lord, and as Prabhupada used to tell that read Krishna book and go to sleep, and then in dreams also be Krishna conscious dreams. Then we will not get newer and newer bodies. Otherwise, next bodies are awaiting for those who are unable to get out of this modes of material nature. And see here, another then, as Prabhupada's name is Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, so whenever Prabhupada will get opportunity, he will bring Mayavadis. Whenever Prabhupada will get opportunity, he will bring Mayavadis and beat them and then leave. So Prabhupada is saying here, Mayavadis are the first class imitator of the Lord, because they want to become Lord only. They want to merge into Lord, and no one can become one with or equal to Lord. To imagine this is to continue one's bondage in material existence. So they falsely think that they are liberated. Sometimes people falsely think that they are liberated just by saying Soham, Soham, Soham. They will not become Him. But if we chant Dasoham, 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 then we'll become His servant and then we'll be liberated. But again, sometimes these people will say Sada Soham, Sada Soham, Sada Soham. Then devotees will add Das Dasoham, Das Dasoham, Das Dasoham. So that is the uh, devotees. They always want to be servant of servant of servant. But the people, those who want to enjoy, they want to become the Lord. That is the precarious condition of this material world. And that is condition of me also. I am not away from this. So in short, we saw that PPT. Again, I revised it already. Minute independence. Because of that, one comes under the modes of material nature, identifies with the body, becomes attached to various activities, and that is why it gets newer and newer bodies in the next life. So if you want to break this cycle, remove that red and remove this black. Remove the red means what? Don't forget Krishna and don't come under the influence of material modes. Then we'll be liberated from this cycle. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Anybody has any comments? Please forgive me if I have spoken something here there. Anybody want to add something or comment?
हरे कृष्ण महाप्रभु दंडवत
थोड़ा थोड़ा उधर हो जाए, वो एको आ रहा है थोड़ा. हाँ
इधर आओ.
हाँ.
प्रभु जी, इस ग्रेस प्रशांत मुकुंद प्रभु का क्लास में सुना था मैं, जो 8 इयर्स के अबव और 80 इयर्स के बिलो वो लोगों को फास्टिंग एकादशी करना चाहिए, चाहे कितना भी पुण्यवान लोग, नहीं तो उनको बात आप जैसे जानते हैं नरक में रहेंगे, फिर उसके बाद उनको सुअर का जन्म मिलेगा. तो 18 पुराना से है ना प्रभु, आपको भी मालूम. तो कौन सा पुराण है वो मैं जानता नहीं, भूल गया था. तो बाहर वालों को हम कैसे समझाएंगे?
पहले उनको प्रसाद खिलाइए, इधर बुलाइए उनको, यहाँ पे प्रसाद खिलाइए अच्छे से, फिर धीरे धीरे भगवान के भक्ति में लगेंगे. हम भी वैसे ही थे, हम कुछ बढ़कर नहीं थे. तो एकादशी तो क्या, दूर दूर तक कुछ भी पता नहीं था, लेकिन भक्तों की कृपा मिली प्रसाद की वजह से
जी.
और फिर जब वो भक्त बन जाएंगे तो धीरे धीरे एकादशी भी फॉलो कर लेंगे. एकादशी फॉलो करने से ऊपर है भक्ति, मतलब नाम जप करना. अगर कोई नाम जप करेगा तो धीरे धीरे एकादशी वगैरह सब आ जाएगा, मूछ पूछ सब निकल जाएगा, कंठी माला भी आ जाएगा, धोती कुर्ता भी आ जाएगा. ये सब बाह्य है, ये बाह्य सब आ जाएगा. जब अंदर से भक्ति आ जाएगा तो बाह्य भी आ जाएगा. तो पहले लोगों को भक्ति सिखाइए, एकादशी आ जाएगा.
गुरुदेव शिल प्रभुपाद जी के मर्सी से अभी जा रहा हूँ प्रभु, एक 1 मंथ के अंदर. वो पैसे वाले पायस पीपल है, मगर वो लोगों को मालूम नहीं अब कैसा प्रीचिंग करना. क्या गुरुदेव उनका
प्रसाद खिलाए ना, वही बताया आपको, प्रसाद दीजिए उनको.
नहीं, वो आओ बोले तो कभी
नहीं आएंगे, लेके जाइए, खिलाइए. नहीं आएंगे, इसलिए जगन्नाथ जी भी बाहर जाते हैं. लोग नहीं आते इसलिए जगन्नाथ यात्रा यात्रा निकलता है. अगर भगवान बाहर जाते हैं क्यों? क्योंकि लोग नहीं आते. हम बाहर बुद्ध डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए क्यों जाते हैं? क्योंकि लोग अंदर नहीं आते. अगर लोग अंदर आते तो सतयुग है, ये कलयुग है.
कलयुग है वो तो.
हाँ, तो इसलिए हमें बाहर जाना है. इसलिए हमेशा 2 किताबें लेके जाइए साथ में, 2 लोगों को दे दीजिए, बहुत अच्छा रहेगा.
नहीं वो तो परवाह नहीं प्रभु जी, मैं बोल ऑलरेडी मैं व्हाट्सएप भिजा रहा हूँ गुरुदेव शिल प्रभुपाद जी के जितने भी प्रीचर्स है, जो क्लासेस है, पूरा भिजा दे रहा हूँ उनको. तो इसलिए थैंक यू.
प्रसाद खिलाइए. पढ़ना वगैरह नहीं आता लोगों को, लेकिन प्रसाद बहुत अच्छा लगता है. प्रसाद सब चेंज कर देगा. ये हमारे हेयर स्टाइल वगैरह उसी की वजह से चेंज हुआ है, सिर्फ प्रसाद लेकर. थैंक यू. हरे कृष्ण. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. थैंक यू.